If there was only one thing I could share with you today, is there are opportunities out there, everywhere. Just gotta pay attention, notice, and take advantage of it. I was born and raised in São Paulo, Brazil, and come from a low-income family. My mother always told me to take advantage of every opportunity that's given to you. So at the age of 12, she signed me up to play volleyball. Although I wasn't very good at the time, I became good enough to receive a scholarship to a private school. By my senior year in high school, I received a scholarship to come to the US to go to CalU on a full scholarship. So I took full advantage of that opportunity and came to the US. After studying for 7 days a week, 12 hours straight, for 5 months in a row, I was able to pass my SATs and come to this new adventure. When I got here, I was able to read and write, but speaking English wasn't really happening. I could understand a little bit, but I couldn't understand what people were saying to me. So I sat through my classes, and I had to go to my room and translate books to be able to understand all the material. Well, I eventually learned English, so I finished my undergrad with a bachelor's in international business and Spanish. Due to my involvement in many clubs and associations, and also with my successful volleyball career, I was offered a graduate assistantship along with a grant to pursue my master's in business administration. Although I could continue my volleyball career for a few extra years overseas, I couldn't pass up on a free education. So I took full advantage of that opportunity and stayed. Well, I didn't have a lot of money, so I had to clean student houses to be able to afford my food and all my bills. But I finished my master's in August of 2011. Then it actually came the hard part. I was nobody outside of the campus. The immigration office gave me 1 full year to find a job in the fields that I had my degrees on. My lack of experience, plus only having volleyball on my resume, didn't really help me on my interviews. So I went in many interviews, and after going there, and it was a no, after we'll get in contact with you, after a no. Well, a former teammate of mine said there was an open position as administrative assistant at her company. So I applied to Anova Hospice. She had explained to me what hospice was before I actually went in an interview. The owner of the company met me on my first interview, and he asked many standard questions that I was able to answer with no hesitation. Being originally from India, he was very sympathetic with my situation. Although I didn't get the money I was hoping for, I got the job. Working paycheck to paycheck, I was going the extra mile. I got my job done in half of the time, and 4 months later, I was promoted to the Pittsburgh branch of Anova as an office manager. That I had to learn about the home health and the private duty business. So I took materials home to learn a little more about the business, just in case there was ever a question, so I was able to answer. 12 months later, I was promoted again to the branch manager, which is the position that I currently hold. Back then, I only had to deal with a few things in the office, but today I manage billing, a little bit of HR, payroll, charity events, and pretty much everything that happens in the office. I've only been in this agency for 3 years. I've had many different positions, and my responsibilities just keep increasing. And I love it. The more work that I have, the more challenge that I feel, the more opportunities come, such as the opportunity to be speaking here this morning. On my off hours, I also coach volleyball for a club called Pittsburgh Elite. So I get the chance to teach and mentor these young girls who today have the same dreams and aspirations that I once had when I was a little girl in Brazil. Just be open for options. They might not be what you originally planned, but they presented themselves as something better. Always take advantage of every opportunity that's given to you, because you might end up in a place completely different, such as speaking here in another country in a second language. By doing that, I'm able to follow all my dreams and follow my mantra to live, love, learn, and leave a legacy. Thank you.